Welcome, seekers of truth and lovers of nuanced storytelling, to a fresh chapter here at Secrets Behind the Stars. In a landscape often stirred by loud headlines and fleeting feuds, every so often we find a gentler current, quiet on the surface, yet alive with meaning underneath. Today is one of those rare moments. We're not chasing a scandal, we're following the trace of something intimate and life-changing. Our focus turns to Baktaş and Yağmur, a duo who have carried their relationship with elegance and restraint, and whose recent choices whisper of a future they may already be carefully shaping together. Before we sift through the gestures, the pauses, and the softly altered routines that hint at motherhood and permanent commitment, a quick invitation. If you appreciate analysis that sees your favorites as complex people rather than content, subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars. And if you want to stand guard with us at the front lines of respectful celebrity storytelling, hit the join button now. Your membership fuels our deepest dives. Turn on notifications, drop a like, and let's step into what might truly be unfolding beneath the Istanbul skyline. In the art of entertainment journalism, watching closely is everything. Lately, the most attentive observers have picked up a shift in how the luminous Yüksel meets the public eye. Known for an easy, open rhythm with fans on social media, she has chosen quiet instead, pulling back, tending to her inner world, leaving traces of absence that feel less like retreat and more like protection. It could have been read as a pause for breath, a professional breather. But paired with a notable change in her style, the picture sharpens. Gone are the sculpted silhouettes and spotlight-ready ensembles. In their place, soft, forgiving fabrics, silhouettes that drape and float, clothing that says shelter without speaking a word. In the silent alphabet of celebrity, where wardrobe can telegraph what words are not ready to reveal, this is often the prelude to news that reshapes everything. The murmur that began as a rumor has gained momentum. Whispers of a pregnancy no longer sound like idle speculation. It isn't just the clothes. It's her gaze, the stillness in her posture, a subtle, protective grace that accompanies her. Those working alongside her say there's something newly inward about her energy, as though she's holding close a treasure not yet meant for the world. She is steady, present, but conserving herself. Those micro-signals gather, piece by piece, into a feeling that is hard to dismiss. Layered over that is the second tremor that has rippled through the gossip sphere, the talk of a formal engagement. Word from circles close to the pair suggests that Baktaş chose this exact season to anchor his heart to hers. If the stories are true, the proposal wasn't a showpiece crafted for cameras. It was almost startling in its purity, just two people in their sanctuary, no fireworks, no staged choreography, only the naked courage of asking and the even braver act of answering. Barış, with a career marked by consistency and care, seems to have recognized in Yağmur not only a partner whose artistry has sparked with his, but the woman with whom he wants to build an unshakable everyday. Those same whispers say she received the ring with calm, with a smile that said certainty without shouting. Their relationship has never screamed, it has settled, grown, and clarified. And formalizing that bond feels like laying a cornerstone for whatever comes next. Pause with me, dear Secrets Behind the Stars family, on this turn in their story. In a world that hangs everything in the public square, is the quiet path the rarest luxury available to modern icons? If choosing silence invites more scrutiny, does that make privacy even more worth defending? Would you hope for the sweeping spectacle of a grand wedding, or do you root for the intimate ceremony that speaks only to hearts that matter? Tell us below. Your responses guide the conversation we build together. And remember, when you become a member through the join button, you keep Secrets Behind the Stars committed to nuance and dignity in a space that often forgets both. Often, the workplace becomes the first place where private truths begin to shimmer through the surface. On the production where they are currently involved, a gentle, protective aura now seems to surround Yüksel. Those in the know hint that the schedule has shifted in barely noticeable ways that matter deeply. Fewer marathons, more measured days, tactful adjustments around scenes that demand strenuous movement. In film and television, that choreography behind the scenes is an old code, read for generations as a signal of coming baby news. The signs are careful, not dramatic, but where there is care, there is intention. More telling than logistics is the new gravity in the way Baktaş orbits near her. People describe him as attentive without suffocating, present without spectacle, a quiet center that steadies their days. They arrive together. They leave together. On breaks, their conversations move in a protected sphere of two, not to exclude, but to nourish. Even famously tough critics have found themselves softer in the face of such unforced harmony. And in private, he has let slip simple sentences that carry the weight of testimony, that life is good, that it feels right, that he is grateful in a new way he didn't know before. Those are not just words. They are mortar, binding all the pieces on the table, the engagement, the possibility of a child, the beginnings of a home that's more than an address. In Turkey, no love story fully blooms without family. The circle has widened. Visits from Yağmur's family to Istanbul have increased, not in a parade but in a rhythm, meals, long talks, laughter that spills from kitchen to living room. Those gatherings have quietly fused with evenings spent alongside the relatives of Barış, intimate dinners where teacups linger and planning slips into conversation without fanfare. Observers who watch such currents say what's happening isn't mere courtesy. It's alignment. Both families, if reports are to be believed, are not just consenting, they're enthusiastic. A wedding is no longer a vague horizon. It's a living topic on the table, a project sketched with care. The vision being discussed mirrors who they are. No media circus. No choreography for the sake of optics. A ceremony that feels like a vow, not a show. For her, the heart of the day would be meaning. For him, the day would be about honoring that meaning. Recently, the pair reappeared in the city after a brief escape to somewhere far from neon and noise. The retreat lasted only a few days, but you could read it on them when they returned, the calm in her face, the way he subtly placed himself between her and the flash of a lurking camera, turning a potentially tense moment into a gentle, unspoken boundary. That trip, many say, was the room where the map was drawn, the point where ideas hardened into choices. The way they moved after seemed to carry a new quiet assurance. When certainty settles, it often looks like peace. And so the industry waits. People who chronicle fame are perched on a ledge between patience and excitement, eager for the unmistakable sign that confirms what most already sense. But Barış and Yağmur are not racing the public's hunger for answers. They seem intent on living their timeline, their rhythm. Think of it as a play of shadow and illumination where no one rushes to switch on the spotlight until the scene is ready. What shines, nonetheless, is the force driving their decisions, joy. Joy that is protective, not performative. Joy that belongs to them first. Here at Secrets Behind the Stars, we feel on the brink of one of the year's most satisfying developments. Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel are two remarkable talents who appear to have found in one another a refuge sturdy enough to withstand the gales of public life. Whether the confirmation arrives through a delicate photograph that needs no caption, a soft evolution in Yağmur's silhouette that speaks louder than a press release, or an announced date circled for their vows, all signs suggest they're stepping into a brighter chapter. We'll follow every thread with care, the way we always do. Measured, respectful, attentive to the human being within the headline. Are you ready for what comes next? In this world, the most breathtaking symphonies often begin in silence. And in that first quiet bar, if you listen closely, you can hear the promise of everything that follows. Thank you for staying with us through this unfolding narrative. If the story moved you, if you felt the heartbeat beneath the whispers, please like this video, share it with others who adore this couple, and subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars so you never miss our next chapter. Your membership through the join button is the lifeblood of our work. With it, we can keep showing up with depth rather than noise, compassion rather than clamor. I'm your narrator here at Secrets Behind the Stars, and I'll leave you with a reminder we hold dear. In the realm of fame, the real news is tucked inside the smallest details. We'll be here for the next reveal, watching closely, speaking softly, honoring the truth as it arrives in its own perfect time.